And that's as far as I could get. After that, the whole thing went down the toilet.
Alex Sharp, a maverick creative with an unrelenting passion for presenting his vision of contemporary source material. We all know his films, from The Journey to his latest off-the-cuff work in Merry Christmas. Sharp's works have touched a generation. We have all witnessed his undiluted style of filmmaking that represents the voice of the people. But what did precisely happen on his latest and biggest production to date, aptly titled Belong? Now, many stories have evolved from this infamous tale of heartbreak, betrayal, and violence. But what is the truth behind this confusing series of events? We have been granted exclusive access to the man himself to find out exactly what transpired.
Belong deals with loneliness and isolation, and what it is to belong to something. I thought it was really important to make, really important to discuss these things, especially within this the society that we live in, where we rely so heavily on social media. But social media for me has been the downfall of this project. My previous projects have generally just been myself, not having to rely on anybody to make anywhere on time, have a comfort in front of a camera or anything like that. I would just make my films with friends, and that would be it. After writing the initial screenplay, I put the feelers out to as many of the dramatic societies, groups, clubs that I could find in the Aberdeenshire area, to which I had no luck. So I put an email around to the art school, which I had, I don't know, maybe about half a dozen responses. So I set up a meeting, and I was just going to go through everything, see what if people were interested, if they wanted to audition. And when I arrived to the meeting place, one person showed up. Yeah. To her credit, Jade, who helped me move forward with the film, has been the most reliable person throughout this production. Well, throughout the previous production, shall we say. It's finished now.
Now, we have been given information that the principal actress for Belong actually does work within this complex somewhere, and hopefully, oh wait, I think that's her. Jade! Jade, sorry. So sorry to bother you. I'm so sorry to bother you. My name is Lee Manton. I'm a journalist. I'm actually doing a documentary on Mr. Alex Sharp's failed project, Belong. Do you have a couple of minutes to talk about the production at all?
I guess so. I mean,
That's absolutely perfect. Thank you. We'll take 5 minutes. Just be quick. Jade, thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to me today. I'd like to speak to you about Mr. Alex Sharp and his failed project, Belong. Were you aware of his reputation in the industry before you started?
I've heard a few things. You always do. I mean, I'd heard a few things from a lot of people saying that he wasn't the best person to work with, but you know, it's that type of industry. You always hear things from, you know, good and bad. There was just so many instances that were just so unprofessional and so unorganized, and it was a total mess. So.
Regarding the budgetary issues that Belong faced, there are two schools of thought. One was to claim that he wasted the production money on various nefarious activities and items. The other side of the coin says that he made the film on a shoestring and really didn't have that budget in the first place.
He had the money. There was no doubt. There was times where we met up at the very beginning. He told us where all the budget was going. He laid out a plan. It was very efficient, very professional at that point in time. With drugs on the side and alcohol somewhere else, you kind of say, well, we know where the budget's going.
Absolutely.
You know, there's no wonder that we're getting paid pence, essentially, for the work that we're putting in when we're being put through this kind of chaos. I question now whether it was even worth my time.
How did you find the experience of working with Mr. Sharp as a whole? Are you going to continue with your acting career? And if so, do you have any projects coming up in the future?
No, I probably won't take on any more projects. I'm not planning on acting anymore. I'm not going to be put through this whole scenario again, knowing that there's people out there like him. I'm not doing it again, and I'm done with it.
Jade, thank you so much for taking your time out today to tell us your side of this torrid tale. Thanks again.
Thanks.
Oh, the t-shirts. Yes, I am now the current owner of about 15 pink t-shirts with the film's logo on it. When I first got them made, I had ones for the cast that I was going to have involved in the scene, which the t-shirts were required for. And I had a long sleeve one for myself. So after weeks of frustration trying to get this thing made, I invite a lot of people around to the flat, my flat, which we're using as the set for Jade's character. So I have everyone in position, everyone's wearing their shirts, and yeah, we're good to go. So I'm doing some static shots, walking around with the Steadicam, just to try and get some filler shots before we start the character stuff. And there's this one guy who's either incredibly excited or nervous about being there, or he just wants to be seen. Now, extras are extras, they're not there to be the stars, they're there for filler. And this fucking guy, won't stop moving. I tell him, politely, could you please stop moving? Everyone's volunteered their time to be here, and you're the one that's fucking it up for everyone. Could you please stop moving?
It's like
over 8.
It is very
That's like the third time you banged into me. Could you please stop?
I didn't mean it.
I don't care if you meant it or not. Like, you keep banging into me, and like, this equipment is I've only had for a couple of days. So if you don't want to do this anymore, you can leave.
I mean, like, just calm down. Like,
No, you're wasting my time. You're wasting everybody else's time here. Like, just do something about it. If you don't want to do it, then leave. Come on.
I'm trying to help you.
Just fucking go. Like, just get out of here, man. Just fucking go. Out the door. Oh,
Come on now, come on.
he raised his tiny fucking hand and smacked me in the head. Right, everybody, get the fuck out! No, fucking out, everyone, out. I don't fucking care, you too. Fucking get out. Fuck this, man. So, that's where I ended it. Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill. Right. Where to start with Bill? So, I've known Bill for years now. He was a really close friend of mine. He'd always come and help me out. We'd hang out all the time. We got tattoos together. At one point, I considered him like a brother to me. So filming came, and Jade was here, and Bill, nowhere to be seen. I hear from him the next day. He was hungover, didn't want to come. Okay, Bill, strike one. Bill's one of these people that he's a yes man. He's a yes man, so he'll always be like, I'll come and do this for you, I'll do that for you. But he always flakes on you. You know, I'm not an idiot. People go out, they get drunk, they have their own shit to deal with, but I've got my shit to deal with, and you said you were going to help out with it. Look at this. I've no time for people to waste my time. Not at this stage, Bill. You know, if you want to talk to me, come and talk to me. Don't feel the need to send a message like this. You know, because for somebody to be so personally in my life, just in something as impersonal as this, it means, you know, you're a coward.
We managed to secure a few minutes with Mr. Sharp to further discuss the project, the allegations made, and the enigma that is the elusive Bill. Going on what has been said, I'd like to address the issue of there being narcotics, alcohol, and what can only be determined as groupies on set. How do you respond to those accusations?
We all have our vices. I'm all about making memories. You try to do good for someone or a group of people and they don't pay it back.
Well, actually, further to that, there is talk of people not receiving payments, certain actors not even appearing, not even turning up on set. I mean, if we can go back to Bill, just not being available as well. I mean,
well, there's not being available, and there's not just not coming.
You any reasons for this?
No, I'd known Bill for a hell of a long time before this. Maybe the subject matter hit a little too close to home. It's just incredibly frustrating when you know somebody's passionate about something and you want to give them an outlet to explore that passion, and then they go radio silent on you. And what can you do?
Well, certainly. Was there ever a thought to recast, or by that point had it essentially just gone too far?
It had absolutely gone down the shitter at that point. I did think of recasting, but the role was written specifically for Bill.
Now, obviously, contracts were signed, and Bill not appearing. Surely that broke a few laws. Maybe there was some sort of litigation available to yourself. I mean, was that something you?
Yeah, so he signed.
As we delve deeper into the crux of the conflict regarding Bill, a seemingly familiar face strolls into my eyeline, with unexpected escalation. So, I'm sorry, Mr. Sharp. I have seen some pictures, obviously, of Bill. So it fits the description of that gentleman over there. I don't know. Is that?
You're fucking joking.
Mr. Sharp! Oh, God! Mr. Sharp! No! Oh. Mr. Sharp, please! Oh, God! Mr. Sharp!
Oh, fuck, get that fucking thing away.
What just happened? What? Oh. After a well-needed refreshment break, my investigation continued. I think it's on going this way.
The fuck are you?
My name's Lee Manton. I'm a journalist. I'm sorry to chase you down. I know that was quite a moment, but I was wondering if you wouldn't mind coming maybe tomorrow for lunch on the company, of course. Well, to give your side of the story on the motion picture by Mr. Alex Sharp. I wonder if that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll need to check with the lawyers, but I think it should be alright. If they say it's okay, but you're taking me for lunch, right?
Oh, absolutely. No. We'll pick up the tab. No worries at all.
TGI Fridays, mate.
Well, absolutely. Your choice.
Well, alright.
Excellent. Well, we'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Okay, just cut it there. We're fine. We'll see you tomorrow. Lunchtime, and with it my meeting with Bill beckoned. After a long and frustrating wait, Bill never appeared, and perhaps he never intended to. It would seem that maybe my skepticism in Mr. Sharp's stories had possibly been misplaced. In a bizarre turn of events, Mr. Sharp reached out to us for a final word, which would sadly end rather abruptly after what he considered an unwarranted line of inquiry.
To be quite honest with you, Lee, I've had enough. Can we just stop now?
Mr. Sharp, please. I am giving you an opportunity to give your side of the story here. Now, we can cut it here if you want to, but it will not fare well on your side.
Farewell. It'll not fare well. To be quite honest with you, you're taking the piss here, because I'm giving you my answers and you are just asking more and more, trying to divulge information that is simply not true.
I'm simply trying to get to the bottom of what happened to your late production.
You know what? Turn this off. I'm done. I'm done here. Turn this off.
Well, okay, let's just cut
You're
it
taking
there.
the piss. You're taking the piss. We're done. We're done.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Sharp. Let's get out of here. Come on, cut it. Cut it. So where does this leave us, and with it, the story of Belong? Was the production ill-fated with a myriad of issues that were, as Mr. Sharp recounted, entirely out with his control? Was he a maverick that, sadly like Icarus, flew too close to the sun? Or, allegations aside, was it simply his intolerable self-destructive attitude and penchant for nefarious vices that led to the derailment of Belong? The answers lie behind the cold gaze of Mr. Sharp himself, and speaking from first-hand experience, those answers will be less than forthcoming for the foreseeable future. Until then, the true story of Belong will continue to remain a mystery.